history, intellect, and pioneering spirit of our national artists. Tonight, we pay tribute to three distinguished individuals whose works have shaped our nation's cultural landscape. Ricky Lee, Ryan Cayabyab, and Fides Cuyugan-Asensio. Each of them has not only mastered their craft, but also paved the way for future generation of artists, proving that creativity knows no bounds and that passion, when nurtured, can transform lives. Their contributions remind us that the arts are not merely for entertainment. They are a force that shape our identity, challenges our perspectives, and inspires change. And each of them, in their own way, champion the spirit of inclusion, empowerment, and artistic freedom. This evening is doubly special, as today we also celebrate International Women's Day. In honor of all the strong, powerful, and brilliant women artists and their allies, I would like to draw special attention to Professor Emerita, Fides, and national artist Fides Cuyugan-Asensio, a woman of unrelenting passion and purpose. Now. I once read an article by poet and writer Pablo Tariman about Fides Cuyugan-Asensio's musical journey and how she influenced a new generation of artists. One of her former voice students, pop tenor Jonathan Badon, shared how his Tita Fides would tell him, "If you have it, you have it. I know you can do it, so do not give up." She would also tell him, "You should have passion for your craft, passion from within." These words, meant to draw out the true brilliance of an artist, also speak of perseverance, courage, and dedication required to excel in any field. Fides Cuyugan-Asensio's legacy is not only in the performances she has graced, but also in the countless students she has mentored, and the lasting impact she had on Philippine music and opera. On a personal note to Tita Fides, I'm especially proud to be part of this tribute. You may not remember me, but I visited your house a couple of times with my mother, Verzola, your cousin, and many years ago, your family lawyer. My mother, Cleofe, always claimed you as family, and I did not understand this until the day she dragged me to the CCP to watch La Loba Negra by Francisco Feliciano. It was my first time to hear you sing. You were magnificent. All who watched you that night were in awe of your talent. Thank you, Tita Fides, for your great contribution to Philippine music and opera. Ricky Lee and Ryan Cayabyab have likewise dedicated their lives to elevating Filipino storytelling and music. Ricky Lee's screenplay have given voice to the struggles, hopes, and dreams of our people, weaving narratives that resonate across generations. He has created some of the most iconic scenes in Philippine cinema. Sir, I have many favorites among your work, but the one that I cannot forget is that movie which I watched as a young high school student, which was a requirement in our Filipino class, for which I had to write an essay. When the final credits came, I could hardly speak or move. I had been driven to anger, tears, despair, a sense of atonement by the characters in the 2 hours that I watched the movie. I did not realize then that a Filipino movie could snatch so many emotions from me, who had up until then had only enjoyed Hollywood films. That movie was brutal. It was in many ways a brutal awakening for the naive, sheltered girls that my friends and I were in high school. Your ability to capture the human experience with depth and authenticity has made you one of the most respected figures in Philippine cinema and literature. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Ricky Lee, for myself and those in my generation and in succeeding generation whose eyes and minds you opened. And last but not the least, Mr. Ryan Cayabyab. Mr. Ryan Cayabyab's composition, on the other hand, have become the soundtrack of our lives. His music transcends time and genre, from choral masterpieces to popular anthems that steered the Filipino soul. His dedication to nurturing young musicians through the years has ensured that the future of Philippine music remains bright. Sir, the iconic kay ganda ng ating musika, I was blessed to have watched live the very first time it was performed. My father, Bobby Verzola at the time, Vice President for Channel 7, happened to be a recipient of tickets to the very first Filipino Pop Music Festival in 1978, not far back, at the Folks Art Theater. I was 12 years old at that time and sat with my dad on the 7th row. By the time the dust settled, the competition was over, that song won first prize, and everyone in the audience was singing it already as they left. And I was in love with the great Haji Alejandro. Another great artist with whom I say a silent prayer for his life and struggle, which our Lord holds in His merciful hands. Maraming salamat, Mr. Ryan Cayabyab, for dedicating your life so that generations may appreciate Philippine music. Tonight's celebration is not only a tribute to this artist, but also an expression of gratitude to all those who continue to champion the arts, our performers, our educators, and cultural workers. With that, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to everyone who made this evening possible. The Office of the UP President, TVUP, the UP College of Music, the officers and members of my organization, the Philippine Association of University Women, the President's Committee on Culture and Arts, the Office of the Vice President of Public Affairs, the many talented artists who will grace our stage tonight, and to the pioneering organizers of Tanghal Tertulia, Professor Emeritus Butch Dalisay, Dr. Roland Tolentino, Dean Jimuel Naval, Professor Joey Barican, and Attorney Fina Tantuica. Thank you for giving life, shape, and form to an event we only dreamt of 2 years ago. Through art, we unite, we heal, we inspire. May we continue to support and nurture our artists, ensuring that their voices, their melodies, and their stories endure for generations to come. Maraming salamat at mabuhay ang sining at kultura ng ating bayan.
Maraming salamat, President Edlyn, and of course, the UP PAUW community.